All right, we are live.
Here we go.
Brilliant. Awesome. All right, so to the one person waiting, which I'm pretty sure is me, because I'm watching the stream and chat, which is kind of normal. So I have like a webcam screen, and then I have a monitor right here, and I'm seeing myself look 3 different ways, and it's a little trippy.
Okay. Question: what's the link if I want to post this where people can see it?
Should be like in the corner, like under links, and then the top one is like the YouTube link. It's like the YouTube page, and then that should do it.
Oh, yeah. Let me go to your. Hold on. All right, I can look that up while we're doing stuff.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and start us off. So, to anyone watching and will be watching, hopefully, this is the Open Road podcast, kind of taking inspiration from Smoking Tire, Car Bros podcast, and many, many others. And my main purpose for this is just an outlet for me to kind of, or for everyone and anyone who wants to join, is to talk about cars and just have a good time. I mean, that's pretty much it. And can't go wrong about talking about cars nowadays. And it's a little different. It's a lot better to talk about cars than politics or anything else going on in the world. But goals, I mean, just kind of I would love for this to be, big and kind of so. And but basically, what we're going as is kind of the news section of, say, like Top Gear or the Grand Tour, and just kind of have fun and just enjoy time together and have fun. And I mean, I've said that twice already, but that's kind of the main thing. No rules really, just kind of PG preferably, in case this does get monetized ever. I don't want to get demonetized immediately. That'd be fantastic. Or if we make this one big channel, and we all kind of get money from it, which would be kind of dope. But anyway, so first off, I'm Hunter, and I drive a 2016 Mustang GT California Special. What have I done to it? Not a lot. It's borderline bone stock, except for a catback exhaust, which honestly, I'm the only person that's running this setup as far as I know. It's really quiet. It's a MagnaFlow resonated X-pipe with an RTR street axle back. My goal for that is kind of to go for a Lexus LC500 kind of vibe, kind of keep it more GT, but it's loud-ish when I'm on it and then quiet when I'm not on it. It's kind of the whole point. And considering my garage is right next to people, it's right under an apartment, and I don't want to scare them, although that would be kind of funny. But otherwise, I don't have really much else, just some lighting upgrades from Diode Dynamics, Op 7 lighting, and wheels, which one of them is sitting right here. And they're pretty, they're shiny, and they're black. So those will be put on this weekend. And I'm sorry for my English; it's terrible. So, all right, go ahead.
Okay. Do I just introduce myself, I guess?
Yep.
Okay. My name is Cameron. I drive a 2010 GTI Club Sport clone, since they didn't actually make any of those in America. Which is very tragic, but it has a couple mods. It's APR Stage 1 Plus. I have Audhan. I guess that's how you would pronounce the name of the wheels. Audhan. Okay. Yeah, however you say it. LS007 of those, basically a 5-spoke Y-split wheel. Just some basic weight savings, backseat delete, the works. So it's a good daily driver, and I wanted it to where I could go interstates and mountain roads and have fun kind of everywhere. So In the future, I'm thinking about, upgrading to an S5 or something like that. But I really am enjoying the GTI right now, and I think it's the perfect fit for me. So that's pretty much all about me. I love everything automotive. All the shows, specifically love Porsche and Chevy and anything else that I can get my hands on. But yeah, so I'm just here to talk about cars and have a good time.
Sweet.
That's going to be my Tinder bio line.
Tell the lovely viewer about what you did over this past summer.
Oh, yes. Okay, so from May to December of 2018, I actually worked with Porsche Cars North America down at their One Porsche Drive location in Atlanta, and helped with some of the setup of the shows. And I got to fly around. I got to go to Rennsport and Monterey Car Week and a bunch of really cool stuff. So it enabled me to kind of dive headfirst into the automotive world, and I have been kind of hooked ever since. So in the future, I'm looking at figuring out how to go into that field. Right now, I'm actually a finance major, so that's not directly in my path of study, but we'll figure it out. So
A little bit.
we'll figure it out. It's not the worst thing in the world.
Oh, that's so cool. I'm pretty freaking jealous of that. Wish I kind of got an internship like at Hendrick Motorsports or something. That'd be really dope.
Oh, yeah, that would have been sick.
Heck yeah, NASCAR. Woohoo! I'm just kidding. I like NASCAR.
We're making another left turn.
Wait, so if I heard correctly, you deleted your back seat in the GTI?
Yes, so that's since I've seen you. A whole round of modifications. I did the wheels. So it was sort of the Club Sport package. So I took a look at the GTI, the Mark 7 Club Sport in Europe, and I had to sort of figure out how to convert it back to where I could do stuff to Mark 6. So I have a lithium-ion battery, which is something I didn't know that existed, but it weighs like 10 pounds. It's great. It's like twice the price of a normal battery, but it literally is super light.
That's awesome.
And yeah, it was really cool. Yeah, I did a backseat delete with the rear stabilizer bar, I guess you would call it.
Okay.
From like the top of the rear wheel R12s where the struts would go across. Yeah, and then I did a backseat delete, and I'm actually working on the rear fender reflectors. I've drilled out behind them, and right now they're just sort of sitting in there, but eventually I have mesh grill that matches the grill in front of my car. Ooh. That I'm planning on putting in those to make sort of, like the vents on the back of the GT2 RS.
Yeah.
In the back fenders. It's going to kind of do that. So I still need to work out how to get like a tunnel from the back of the wheel well all the way to the bumper, but it's a work in progress.
Oh, that's really cool.
And I think that would be cool.
I wish I was that innovative with my car, but the only thing innovative with me is put GT350 body panels on it, and then it'd still be a 5.0. But
well, you still got a 5.0. So.
This is true. This is very true, and it can almost rev as high as the 5.2 Voodoo engine. So can't complain there. It's almost, sort of. You tune it right and everything. It'll rev to almost $8,000. It'll just touch it. But
that's crazy.
Yeah, and no problems.
Yeah, for a big engine like that, that's
dude,
high rev.
Like it's unheard of for something like that, because it's like the only other high rev vehicle I'm aware, like NA that is kind of really high rev is the RS5 V8. Like, isn't the red line on that like 8,500 or something ridiculous?
It's something insane, yeah.
Man, we've had a guy. He traded in his 700 horsepower Whipple supercharged Mustang GT for an Audi RS5. He had buyer's remorse after a week.
Really?
The Mustang only had 12,000 miles on it. and the RS5 only had 63,000 miles on it, which is like, I don't know if that was a good deal or not, but
I'm not sure if I would take that high of a level of performance car with 65,000 miles on it.
no.
So like in S5 or an A5, I would have been okay with that.
Yeah.
RS5.
No, well, I would want like 30,000 less miles, and probably like maybe a 2 years newer, but
yeah.
Oh well. I guess. Well, you've talked about your future mods. I'll go ahead and talk about mine. Nothing really, just kind of lowering springs and just kind of keep it stock. Keep it moderate. Probably do a Ford Power Pack 2, which is the GT350 intake and throttle body, and then it's a 93 tune from Ford. So it's going to be more torque biased of a tune, and I'm going to have firmer shift points since I do drive an automatic. Don't berate me. I know how to drive manual. I just prefer automatic in some ways. But the red line is raised to 7,500, which is incredible. So that'll be fun eventually when I'm ready to do that. But otherwise, that car's going to stay stock until either mostly stock. And I'm just going to drive it until I'm ready to trade up for like a 19 GT or a 2020 GT, a performance pack GT. I want the Brembos and the big wing that the new Mustangs come with. That looks awesome.
Oh yeah. What's different about the California Special from the regular GT? I've always wondered that.
So it's kind of a good blend between the performance pack and and just like a base premium. You get little bits and pieces of it, not all like the performance pack stuff. Like you don't get the 6-piston Brembos, you don't get like the stiffer springs and struts, or the front lip that it comes with. The California Special actually comes with its own special front splitter, and I think it looks better than the performance pack splitter.
Really?
Yeah, it's more flatter. It's flatter, and you don't have like these little winglets that they look like winglets on the end, and it just looks way better. This company called Anderson Composites makes a carbon fiber version of it, and I love it. I don't love the price, but I love it.
I was about to say, I bet a carbon fiber version of a special spoiler is just astronomical.
Oh, it was. I think it was like $800. I'm like, I don't know for a front splitters. I think we'll get chewed up. I'm like, nope. Yeah. Otherwise, it's the stripes. You get kind of the black accents, like the hood vents, the side mirrors are black. You get a strut tower brace that's from the performance pack, and it says California Special on it. Pretty cool. You get that special kind of pedestal kind of wing. It looks good in certain angles, but if you're looking like literally straight at the butt, it does not look that great. But from like the side and a 3/4 angle, it looks really good. And then on the outside, you get a little like fake faux gas cap cover that says GT and California Special on it, and then that's it for the exterior. Oh, the grill. My bad. The grill is special. It's bars, and then it has a pony emblem offset.
Oh, offset off to one side?
Yep.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the was it the generation, I can't remember, like the 06, whatever generation that in. Didn't they have that offset to the one side?
No, it had like the I would say like a 69 Boss Mustang or any with the fog lights in the grill, and then the pony was right in the middle. You can get, I think you could get the California Special package, and it had the offset pony emblem as well. And the V6 Mustang, if you got the pony package, that came with a polished version of that grill with the offset pony, which is pretty cool too.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And then on the inside, the seats are leather with Miko suede inserts and red stitching. And then on the in the top part of the seat, it's embossed with GTCS. Otherwise, you get in the inside, there's a little badge. And the normal Mustangs, it says Mustang since 1964. This one says California Special. And
interesting. Okay.
yeah. Otherwise, that's really about it. It's kind of it takes bits and pieces and a little sprinkle, like a Johnny Depp and salt.
It's like they went in the Ford Performance Parts bin and just sort of grabbed a couple things and just.
Yep, pretty much.
That's honestly the best thing.
The 19 California Specials actually, they're basically the same thing, except they have one strip going down the side like the original California Special, okay. And then the wing, the top part is actually paint matched, so actually looks a lot nicer. Otherwise, excuse me. And then the deck lid panel is a little different. It says California. It has like a faux gas cap, and then on the bottom it actually has California Special written out in like red cursive. Actually looks really nice.
I bet. Oh yeah, I love the interior badging. If done well and subtly, is one of my favorite things ever.
Yeah, I agree. Like that little badge in the dash that I have, it's so nice. It's like, oh, it is special a little bit.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Love my car. Love my car.
Then my next car, which hopefully will be an S5, what would I call it? Successor to my position at Porsche drives an S5, and I was totally smitten with it. Yeah. It's got that. It's just like a pure GT car. It's got a big V8. It's perfect for just eating up interstate miles and stuff like that. And I would think it would feel similar to something like a GT, where it has that big V8 and just a low cruiser.
Oh, you want the 4.2 V8 S5?
Oh no. Well, the 4.2, yes. Unless I can get one of the 3.0s and do like a stage 2 or a stage 3 on it. Because then I would get the same thing with turbos.
True.
I mean, I really enjoy the turbo feel.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with it. I've been turbo.
Might be a little bit. Well, it'll be probably a lot more linear too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And the noise will be different too, versus and then I'll whine.
Yeah, exactly. It would be interesting, but we'll see.
Cool. All right. Well, I guess what we can do is now. I guess we'll just move on to the section where we just kind of pick a car to talk about.
Okay.
That's been kind of taking the car scene by storm, and or just anything we saw that was, different.
Okay.
So, you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I'll go first only because I have something in mind.
Okay.
First, when you said that, I want to talk about the Supra, which I'm sure has been
I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
That was my car.
I knew that has been talked to death. But have you seen TRD released a few new parts or at least they announced it. I'm not sure if they've released it yet. They announced that they're coming out with parts for the Supra, and is it the third and fourth generation? They're coming out with new OEM stock, like new old stock parts for them. So I'm really interested to see if Toyota's taking a little bit more interest in the tuner and aftermarket community, because I know that a lot of the vents on the Supra are fake, but they've, at least from all the videos and news that I've seen, they're opening it up to where it's sort of like a blank canvas for a lot of tuner people.
Yeah, I think they kind of have that same formula with the FRS A6 and BRZ kind of cars, those cars, because, well, I think that it started back when Scion was still around, the TC and the XA and the XB and the XDs and all that. They would offer supercharger kits for the TC in the showroom, and because that was their main goal, was to get in touch with the young crowd. But it's like, it's sad to see Scion gone because once they came out with the FRS, and then I think when the TC actually got better ish, that's when I think the brand actually made sense, but it obviously didn't make sense and it's gone now.
Yeah.
But the TRD Sport, you see, they have tons of parts for the FRX and 86. Like they have wheels you can buy, an exhaust you can buy, they have springs, sway bars, cold air intakes, and you can buy all these from the dealer. And I think that's really cool that Toyota is actually trying to get back into that. It kind of sucks that they kind of have to go to different brands to kind of collaborate and make another car. Like I would love to see like another MR2 or a Celica successor. But I think like I personally love the new Supra. I think it's cool just because it's actually going to be an obtainable car for me versus like the Mark IV, which is just the prices that people are paying for them is just ridiculous. And it's funny because the car actually didn't do that well in the 90s. It was an expensive car back then. Yeah.
Well, I would have said, any of the Nissan B series for sure, but I would have even said like 3000 GT, dude. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but I see more of them around than this old Supra. Now maybe that's because of collectors and stuff like that. But,
Yeah, like and you see like the 3000 GT, the 300 ZX twin turbo. If you find a mint condition 300 ZX turbo twin turbo, you're still going to pay I wouldn't say Supra money, but a pretty good chunk because it's a rare car and it when it works, it's a decent car, and it's a old school Japanese car. Like you can't, I like that Toyota is actually trying to take initiative and try to be a part of the whole tuner crowd. I think that's really cool. And did you watch David Patterson's video, or all the guys that went and reviewed the new Supra in West Virginia?
I have watched Doug DeMuro's. I haven't been able to catch up on any of the other ones.
Okay. So
I've just been reading some news articles and stuff. So yeah, fill me in if I'm missing anything.
Yeah. So basically, like David Patterson's video, I think I liked his the best. But also like Matt Farah's Smoking Tire, because he did a Just the Noise video and then a on track review, which is actually kind of cool because David Patterson does a great road review. Basically, this whole event they kind of told everyone why they did this, and basically they said that Toyota went over the B58C and sent it back to fix anything, and they actually gave it their stamp of reliability. So that's pretty good. That's amazing. Yeah. And and then he basically just said, they kind of David said that they kind of marketed it wrong in the way that all the hype and stuff. I really think they should have just built the FT1, but I think it looks a little bit like the FT1. I like that, and I am going off. Basically, it's like he just does a great review of it, and it's a really good car. And Toyota just kind of they were kind of handed the chassis. BMW kind of just gave them it, and Toyota kind of did their own thing. So they did all the suspension tuning, all the aerodynamics and everything. This kind of had the chassis to go off of. And yes, it's the same one as the new Z4, but I don't think BMW would give them a crap chassis because but I think like 0 to 60 is like 4.1 seconds, and for 335 horsepower, like that's incredible.
Yeah. Honestly, and the new Z4 isn't even that. New Z4 isn't even that bad, in my opinion. It actually got released at Monterey Car Week, and I was able to see it, and it's just really cool. Like it reminds me of what I wanted the Z3 to be.
Yeah.
Or even any of that line. I always felt like that was a line that really had good potential, but maybe because of the M series cars and stuff like that. I mean, they obviously did make what did they call that? The Z3M?
Yeah, the Z3M, I think, and then you had the BMW M Coupe, which was
the shoebox. Oh, I love it.
the clown shoe. And then after that, it was the Z4M, which had the old E46 3.2 straight six.
That's it. Yeah. But yeah, with the exception of, I guess, the M Coupe and any of the M series ones, they never really got any performance. I felt like you had to jump to an M series Z4, Z3 to get any performance out of them. Otherwise, they would be kind of like me. Nothing against me.
I think they kind of did that on purpose for those old people who want to unconverted less on Miata. So
it's probably true.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would go watch those videos for sure. And Matt Farah's like track review was awesome because, he was hucking that thing around corners and it handled it like a champ. And he said in his title of his video was "The Supra is back," and I thought that was a very strong statement, and I agree. And my huge thing with the new Supra is everyone's freaking out. It's like, it's not a Mark IV. It doesn't have a 2JZ or a 3JZ. It's like BMW is like one of the only companies that still makes a straight six, and they're good at it. So why not, use their platform? Yeah, Toyota probably could have built, a 3JZ, but that's not their main focus. But they still I'm sure they really, really wanted to bring this car back because of the way the world or the way the car scene is, and just this be fun, kind of like the FRS. I think they're trying to bring it back, the kind of the kid mentality.
I hope. I'm glad that it's a little bit more expensive because we won't see people ruining as many Supras as we have seen.
I agree. There was this guy, and I don't know where he was from, but he bought like a blank chassis of a Supra or built of the new Mark V, put a 2JZ in it, and already crashed it. So.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think I saw something about someone having a 2JZ in one, and I was like, oh, okay. It's got to be like some tuner company or something.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen that he crashed it.
Yeah. He like drifted. He was drifting it and wrecked it already. I was just like, okay. Yeah. It's just kind of annoying to see people kind of like, it's not a Mark IV. It's like, well, yeah, no crap, Sherlock. And I was watching. What was I watching? I was watching Donut Media's the Supra video. Everything you need to know about the Supra.
Yeah.
And what I got from that was that each version of the Supra fit its time period. Like the first generation one was perfect. It was it was room. It was cheap, and it wasn't really much of a sports car anyway. It was kind of more of a grand touring car, which. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what it was meant to be. And then as I went on, it just got a little bit, it's just, I don't know. It's kind of, I don't think it's fair to compare it to the Mark IV just because of its legacy. And I get it. But the Mark V definitely fits this time period with all the angles, aerodynamics, and then the constant like Toyota, working within our company. Like, this isn't the first time, like, obviously with Subaru, but back then they worked with Lotus to build engines for the Mark II Supra, I think, or Mark I. But so this is like nothing new for Toyota. So,
well, and everybody has crossovers. I mean, you have Mazda and Ford doing the trucks for like 20 years, and there's so many crossovers.
And then Ford and GM doing the 10-speed automatic.
Yeah. Like,
it's a great automatic. Like, it's great. Like, there's usually good things come from when people, work together.
Yeah. Like, you'd be surprised if people share technologies. Everybody can get better stuff.
Right. Speaking of that, did you ever see an article about Ford and Volkswagen teaming together?
Not off the top of my head. Why?
I saw one article. No one talked about it. I saw it once. It was something that's like, I don't know if it was rumors or it was confirmed that Ford and VW will be working together to build newer cars. So I'm thinking probably dual clutch technology in Fords, which would be nice, considering like they use apparently in the Focus, their automatic was a single clutch. What? Why?
I heard the stories from, was it I think it was Kenny, about, was it James's old Focus or something? It had like some weird dual clutch that would just always break or something.
Yeah,
I can't remember, but I heard some stories about
to break, and
yeah,
it's bad. And
it's like, yeah, I mean, and Volkswagen at least sort of understands. Well, and they have the technology from the PDK from Porsche, and then they have, the S-Tron. I mean, they've clearly got dual clutch now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I agree. Like like with BMW, like they're still making straight six engines, so it just makes sense to go with them for the new Supra, because the B58, which came from the N54, the N55, and then now the B58, it's a great engine. Like, and I think a lot of people kind of worry about that breaking, and I'm like, I mean, yeah, but it's kind of everything breaks. I don't know what you're talking about. Like,
yeah.
So, yeah, you'll probably have to pay German prices, but
that's how
I say it's worth it. I say it's worth it. So,
yeah, exactly. I wish they would do something. I wish they would do a Focus ST Market Corolla hatchback. I would love to see that, because I would probably buy one, like a Toyota, like not another AE86, but I don't know, something hatchback fast.
Wait a minute. I know. Maybe the what was it? The Toyota Starlet. The Toyota Starlet Turbo. It's a Japanese only car. It's a hatchback, turbo, front wheel drive.
Yes, this is basically what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, there you go. They did make it.
That, but now.
But
especially if you can,
I think that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much it would sell. I think they need to solidify their Corolla hatchback manual status, which is already a stretch for Toyota at this point.
Yeah, yeah, their new intelligent shift manual, so it's rev matching. Is it rev matching? I don't know. I didn't really look into it.
I'm thinking, yeah, sometime in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to go to a Toyota dealership and try to test drive one, because I just want to see it.
Yeah.
And see how it works, because I want it to work in my mind, but I'm not sure if it is actually going to do that.
Right. Well, I think the new Corolla hatchback looks great. I think it looks great. I definitely think it needs a turbo for sure. I think that'd be really cool. Yeah, and like you said, I don't know how it would sell, but it would be kind of cool to say, like, to see Toyota, like, hey, look, we have a turbo version of it, or a TRD Corolla, or a Corolla GTS, or something like that.
Yeah. Well, they had the Corolla Matrix.
Yeah,
that was supposed to be fast.
It's a Matrix. Still.
Yeah, well, exactly. Well, they didn't market it well. They didn't do anything. It was supposed to. Have you watched the regular car reviews of the Matrix?
Yes, I saw that. I'm like, honestly, I had no idea. I'm like, wait,
that's what I thought. Yeah, I didn't know that was supposed to, because my uncle owned a Matrix. I didn't know that was supposed to be fast at all. But I mean, it competes to the SI, so fast is relative. But
true.
Yeah. Interesting. SIs are definitely, there's a niche for them. It's kind of in between, I would say, that hot hatch and just regular commuter car.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
my brother has a Civic, and the thing's anemic. I mean, it just can't pull itself out of a wet paper bag. But if you strap the turbo onto it, or at least we're apparently VTEC, it would at least help a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I work at a Honda dealership, and even like I think you don't get a turbo engine until you get like an EXT.
Okay.
Even you're stuck with a CVT, but I think you can get a manual. I'm pretty sure you can. I don't know. I don't sell them.
Okay.
I just drive them.
Yeah.
Man, those things they'll get up and move. They don't make a lot of power, but they'll get up and move out of their own way. But I think it helps when you have a CVT because to me it just feels like it's all torque based, and since it's all like pulleys and bands and stuff, it's just pulling you along, and it'll get you going quickly. But
yeah.
You look at the new Civic SIs and stuff, and then you comparing it to like the GTIs and all that, or the Focus STs. Well, when they're still being made, they're kind of right. It's a pretty good bargain for what you get. And plenty of tuner outlets, and it'd be a great car for someone who's looking to get out of their first car and doing a first car buyer's program. Be a great car for that.
Okay.
What were we talking about?
Well, we were on Supra, and then we went Corolla, and so we're
and then back to Civic, and then Civic SIs.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So we can jump, or we can do whatever at this point, I guess.
Just true. Yeah.
What other new cars have caught your eye?
Lexus RCF Track Edition.
Is this the all carbon fiber one?
Yes.
That is a gorgeous car.
Oh.
It was at Petit Le Mans this year, or 2018, I think. Just insane.
Oh, man.
But can you imagine?
It's so unnecessary to do all that to an RCF, but it's so freaking cool.
Can you imagine tapping your rear end on a wall or something like that?
Oh, I would quit everything. I would be homeless. I'd be done. I'd be nope, I'm good.
The rear bumper would probably be like 20, 25,000. I mean.
Oh yeah, I was watching a bumper to bumper from Donut of the RCF Track Edition, and I think the bumper supports are made of carbon fiber. I'm like, I would never want to drive it. I would never want to drive it in fear of hitting something or getting hit and having to. No.
Yeah, that's at that point the risks outweigh the benefits.
Exactly. And it's like I should have just bought a normal RCF and lived life.
I wish they would promote the RCF a little bit more. I feel like it doesn't get the recognition it deserves because nobody has one or nobody knows about them. Or very few. How about that?
I mean, I don't see too much Lexus marketing anyway.
True.
All that much. And the RCF is kind of an interesting car because it's so expensive but it's at the power level of like a Camaro, a Mustang, a Challenger and stuff, to where it kind of makes sense for it to compete with in that regard. But, that price difference, it kind of competes with the CTSV Sports and ATSVs, which those are cool. I love ATSVs.
What's the difference between CTS and ATS?
ATS is a little smaller, and they have a coupe version of it and then a sedan version of it. And the ATS-V comes with a twin turbo V6, which is awesome.
Oh, okay. I haven't updated my Cadillac information since they stopped doing the wagon because I was like, I just got the wagon.
True. Very true. Have you seen how expensive those are?
Oh, well, it's because they made because, I mean, really, Cadillac wagons, you wouldn't think they would sell, but.
Yeah, they're so expensive too. Like, even finding a good usable high mileage is still like mid-30s. I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
Well, which is funny.
the tail on those is it's one of the most gorgeous things I've ever seen.
Oh, it's amazing. It's the ultimate dad mobile. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
And it's funny, like you see like the normal CTS wagons and they're dark cheap. It's like, wow. All because of a supercharged V8, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'd think you could swap it out, but I'm sure there's so much other stuff that goes into them that it would make it work.
And we had a Cadillac CTS wagon, V6, this plain Jane. It had like 53,000 miles. We sold it for 13 grand. I'm like, what?
That's crazy.
It makes me want one just to have as a daily driver. These, anyway, let's see. I guess we're done talking about RCF and how beautiful it is and how poorly marketed it is.
Yeah, I was about to say that's pretty much all I can really say about it. Beautiful.
Yeah, I kind of wish they would actually, do something more with the power. I mean, it's I love the 3U R or whatever it's called. That 5-liter V8 is fantastic. Love the sound of it. It sounds like Coyote. But I love it. And I really wish they would do if they were to do these high performance versions, I wish they would actually make it higher performance. Let's just throw a supercharger on it or do twin turbos or something something stupid. But
yeah,
this kind of make it a little bit more appealing versus, compare it to a Camaro or a Mustang, like the new Mustang, 460 horsepower. And a Camaro is, I think, 455 right now. Still, and we should talk about the new Camaro.
Oh no!
Yeah, but yeah, it's just the Lexus still makes more power than the Mustang and the Camaro, but I'm pretty sure that Lexus is a lot heavier than both of those cars. But there's no chance of it being a Challenger. Speaking of a Challenger, a boat. But yeah. Anyway. All right, have
you seen? Speaking, I'm just going to jump in about Challengers. Is it the Challenger GT? Have you seen that?
A Challenger GT?
If I can't be dreaming that.
Isn't the Challenger GT like an all-wheel drive V6 version?
Okay. It sounds really cool. I'm not gonna lie. I would be really interested in an all-wheel drive. I don't know whether it's turbo or not. That's the only thing.
It's just It's just a stock NA 3.6 V6. Makes 305 horsepower. It's not the best thing, but I do agree. I do like the sound of those V6s. They do sound very nice.
Maybe even a supercharged. I would be down for driving an all-wheel drive V6 supercharged Challenger.
Oh yeah, that would be dope. Can you imagine trolling people?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it would be lighter.
Oh yeah.
And it would have forced conduction with the all-wheel drive. So I think it would be a really good sleeper, especially if you could strip out a lot of the weight and stuff like that, just to keep that Challenger boat look, but just take a ton out of it, just because you don't have any interior and you don't have the V8 block or anything.
Oh yeah, and put a really loud exhaust so everyone knows this is a V6, and then it's like a muscle any V8 powered thing comes out nice car, and then they floor it, you beat them, and it's it's a V6. You bet you thought.
Yeah. It's a V6 with 13 pounds of boost.
Yeah. You just got ripped by a V6 looser. Oh man. That would be so much fun. That'd be so much money, but it'd be so much fun.
I know. It would just be, you want 500 grand to just blow on cars that you're never going to drive except for maybe 2 or 3 times, but you're going to have some class.
See, I'm different. I would drive every single one of my cars twice a day, try to, and actually drive cars for what they're meant to do is, drive. But
yeah, that is true.
Unlike very wealthy Porsche owners that just, here, I'm going to buy a GT2 RS and just put my
sit on it. Well, yeah. Well, now that the whole phenomenon with the limited edition thing is going on, and I can't say I blame them because it's really, and it's not just Porsche who's doing this, although Porsche is for sure a big one. Just the limited edition type stuff. I mean, I have some models that are 1 out of 2,000 or something like that. It's like when you get to labeling the model cars or something like that, or with Ferrari with the Speciale and the Speciale A and stuff. I mean, Doug just released a video on this, if I remember right, on his Doug DeMuro channel. But it's a bubble, in my opinion. And I think at some point, now I enjoy special editions, so I'm always going to pay a premium for a special edition of a car if it actually is something more than like shocks and tires. The Corolla versus Corolla S, I don't care.
Yeah,
but I do think that's a bubble that's going to be breaking sometime soon, because charging $200,000 or anywhere near that over sticker at the dealership is just insane.
Mm-hmm.
You know that cars such as not limited but including to the GT2 RS, I mean, they go for a healthy markup.
Yeah.
And you can't really blame them, but I wish people would start to understand.
Yeah, I mean, like it's a Porsche. Like, it's supposed to be driven hard and taken to a track, and just, you know, it's a enthusiast car and not a garage enthusiast. But oh well, people do with what they will with their money. So
yeah, I understand that, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh well. Where were we?
I went off on a tangent about Challenger. Let me see if I can pull this. Yes. Okay. So, would you like to talk about dream cars?
Talk about what?
Dream cars.
Dream cars. Oh well. I happen to be driving mine right now. Like my obtainable dream car.
There we go.
But my unattainable dream car at the current moment, and it probably will never happen, a first-gen Acura NSX. That is my ultimate dream car. I would want one in Formula Red. I would want a 1995 because it comes with a 6-speed and 3.2 V6 and pop-up headlights. I mean, can't go wrong with pop-up headlights.
Oh, very classic. I actually passed blue one today going to Delano. Yeah, those are truly gorgeous cars.
Oh, they're beautiful Japanese cars, and I love it. I love that Honda just built it because just to say like, yeah, we can build a reliable supercar. It's Honda Accord maintenance, literally, and why not?
Yeah, I mean, at that point, it's not even. It's kind of like a GT. They have such a big corporation that they can just not throw money, but throw resources at it until it works how they want it to.
Yeah.
So it's always an interesting concept when people can develop something just because they want to develop it.
Yeah.
So I get that. Did it come with a leather inside, or?
Yeah, leather. Oh, this was a nice car. It was a GT car, and it was an Acura, mind you. So it came loaded. So it came loaded.
Had the 6-disc player and everything.
Oh yeah, in a cassette to go to.
Oh, well, now you only need $25 to put in an aux. That's
exactly.
You can keep the stock.
All right. So that's really all I got for dream cars at the current moment.
Really?
Okay. I think. I don't know. It depends on if I get married or not. That's when, maybe the dad dream cars will come into play.
Yeah.
Like CTSV wagon or Audi RS6 Avant, which is not going to be possible. Really anything German that's all-wheel drive in a wagon, that would be the ultimate dad car, in my opinion. But yeah,
I came to almost the exact same opinion. Because we can't get the RS6 my dream dad car that's accessible. I mean, Bentley Bentayga, obviously, but disregarding that,
yeah,
I think an S7 would be a great family set. I
mm-hmm.
don't know anything about the reliability, so it could be just absolutely atrocious for all. But I think it has a great I mean, the RS7 would be better, but how many of those are you? So I think that would be a great family sedan. It has some power and it's really sleek. Because I think the big thing about that is it's really, really understated. And that's an important feature, in my opinion, in a dad car.
True.
Because
very true.
Civic
Another
Type,
good one. Yeah. Another good one would be the Audi SQ5.
ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one knows what that is. Oh, this is like a Q5. Right.
that is, it's most comparable to a Macan GTS. It's the same general. I knew a person who had an SQ5, and I got to ride it a couple times, and that was, I mean, I don't know. I love the high sport trim level SUVs.
Oh, they're just cool.
Yeah, like the Expedition ST. Is that what they have is that the Edge ST or hold on, I think the Ford has the new ST SUV.
The Explorer ST and the Ford Edge ST. Yeah. I like the Explorer ST. I wish they would just called it just the Explorer Sport, like they've always called their Explorer Sport models, just because it makes much more sense than calling everything an ST. Because what's next? The Ford F-150 ST or anything else ST? The Ford F-450 Super Duty ST.
That would be
twin turbo power stroke. Oh, good.
Twin turbo diesel, like a 626 or whatever. That would be truly incredible.
Yeah, from the factory, a compound turbo setup, 2 turbos feeding one giant turbo for all the power in the world, straight from the factory with a warranty.
So you can roll call literally for miles without even getting off the gas.
Oh man, I can't imagine like the emissions crap that would have to be on a factory triple turbo diesel. That was
sure. I'm not even sure you could. You'd have to replace the in my mind blank, the little things that catch the carbon.
Yeah, like the diesel fluid filters or the diesel fluid container would have to be massive. It would need at least 2 diesel-sized cats and this.
Yeah, that's way too much.
Yeah.
The Volkswagen
and like 2 EGRs and like, yeah, no, I'll pass. Speaking of Super Duties, did you see the new 7.3 gas-powered V8 from Ford?
Why are we still making 7.3 gas-powered V8s for trucks? I mean, why? Like,
I don't know.
0.3, yeah, I get large displacement gas engine if you're going for power.
Yeah.
But if you're going for work truck, the diesel's so much, it makes much more sense.
Oh yeah, I agree. Like if I'm gonna get like a heavy duty truck like that, I'm going to get the diesel and pay the insane premium for it, just because I know it's going to just work.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I guess if you want like all the frame and suspension and axles and all that, that's fine. But if I ever see like a gas powered heavy duty truck pulling like a giant trailer, I'm like, oh, you're gonna have a rough time later.
Oh yeah,
So,
well,
I mean,
and the diesel doubles the lifetime of the truck, basically.
Yeah,
So
or more than the truck, because they just go on forever. Like we have two F-250s with both with like 196,000 miles on them, and they run great, and we're selling them. And I think we're selling them both for like 14 grand, 15 grand or something.
A piece?
A piece, yeah. Like a diesel, a good, at least decent diesel truck for 15 grand. That's unheard of.
Oh yeah, they hold their
Yeah.
value very well.
But yeah, back to dream dad cars and stuff. Like BMW X5M, BMW X6M, like those kind of SUVs and stuff would be really dope. And those sound amazing. Like we've put exhaust on it, and when you actually open up everything, it actually sounds incredible. So it's a symphony of destruction. That's exactly what it sounds like. It's amazing, elegant destruction.
Elegant destruction. You have to put that in, because otherwise destruction.
Oh yeah. Otherwise, when you say destruction, I immediately think of like,
Bad.
muscle cars and
Yeah.
big old trucks. Curiosity. Speaking of trucks, this is really random. So, are you aware of what the Carolina Squat is?
I think so, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yes, it's this where you put lowering, or you lower the back, keep the front, you jack the front.
It's you buy a 6-inch lift kit. You only put the front part of it on. That's it.
That is
Stupid. It's dumb.
immensely dumb. That is.
Yeah. Like there's so many Chevys and Fords around here that have the squat going on. They have dumb straight pipe exhaust with borderline 6-inch exhaust tips. Like, why? And then no cats, so it sounds like a tractor going down the road. And then they have stock wheels that are spaced out, either flush with the fender or poking out of the fender, which is, this looks so stupid. And then on top of that, squatted. And I was just curious if the squat has come down to Georgia, or is it called bulldogging?
No, it is not bulldogging. Well, luckily we've been able to avoid most of that, I think, because we've been able to avoid some of it because of emission laws that went out. So that adds good and bad. Yeah. I don't have to worry about a lot of people a lot of cars that shouldn't be driving, but I also have to worry about paying 3 times as much for a downpipe as a regular downpipe. But yeah, it's a little bit annoying. But with the trucks, I've seen a few, but not anywhere near as much. I'm sure if I got out towards Loganville or something, that would be a lot more prevalent.
Yeah.
Because to be fair, all but one of the occasions that I've seen the Carolina Squat in person has been out in Loganville, Snowville, that sort of area. So I'm sure. I don't think I'm in an area where that you can see that very often, which I'm eternally grateful for. Don't get me wrong.
Right. It's weird. I don't think it's out in this like more rural areas or more populated areas. Like down here, it's everywhere. And then
really,
I took a trip to Raleigh and I didn't see any of it. I just saw like normal people. And I mean, I haven't been to the mountains in a long time, which I don't even think it's back there because everyone there has their 6-inch lift kit or taller because there's snow, there's mud, there's everything up there, and they probably would make a lot more sense to have all that. If you're going to do that, just have it done properly. That way you're not going like an idiot getting stuck in mud. But most of the trucks that do that are 2-wheel drive. So I mean, that's fine, but it just still looks so stupid. Like there's a guy here who has a squatted Chevy Avalanche, and it just looks so bad. Like I swear, the rear tires are maybe this close from touching the back part of the fender, and then like this close from just tucking under in the fender. It just looks so stupid. I'm just like, why?
Front, well, avalanches are just, yeah, we don't even need to go into avalanches, but
No.
yeah, I mean everything about you should have gotten one ago, but yeah, I don't, they never offered anything good on the avalanche. It was just sort of here's some truck that we slapped plastic body panels on. But, I never really understood how it was different from anything else. But
Right. Well, I think like the cool one was when it first came out, and you got the Avalanche 2500. Besides getting like the heavier duty frame and axles and 8 lug and stuff, you got the freaking 8.1 liter Vortec V8 to the last of the big blocks.
Okay, yes, the non-2500. Yes,
Yeah.
because the 2500, I forgot that. That was that
was
point
a beast. And those 8.1 liter V8s sound incredible. They're just monsters.
Well, and they're not even like fast. To be honest,
No, this is so much. I think they're a little bit more torque biased, but I would love to. I think it would be cool to find like an old C10 square body, 2-wheel drive, and 8.1 liter swap it and throw a supercharger on it and see what happens. That was like a modern day like big block Chevy truck. I think that'd be kind of cool to do.
Car goes this way, axle goes that way.
Yep. Exactly.
That's what I want to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I looked at back when I had the truck, when I say considered, I mean briefly thought about until I realized how insanely idiotic it was about swapping in an 8.1. But then I realized if I was going to swap, you should probably do a 6 liter because that's what the Chevy SS and stuff had.
Yeah.
And the 8.1. I mean, the 8.1 is awesome, but if I remember, I had like an iron block and a couple other things. It wasn't built for the same purpose.
No, I mean, I think the thing was just built just to haul like a few heavy things around, and that's about it, and then get horrendous gas mileage. But
it's like 12.
Yeah,
combined.
It's great.
Sounds about like
miles per gallon, man.
For real. Although to be fair, I was only getting 14 miles per gallon in my truck, so I would have only lost 2.
Oh yeah, you probably would never have noticed.
I swapped from a 5.3 to an 8.1. No gas changed it.
It's fine. Just my displacement got bigger, and there's no replacement for that.
Hey, the bigger your displacement, the larger amounts of space you can take at stoplights, and that's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you can't show somebody at a stoplight, what are you doing?
All right. Well, let's see. We talked about dream cars and what makes them dreamy. I think, did we? Yeah, we did. Right? What was your dream car? Trying to catch up here.
Yes. My dream car, attainable and ultimate would probably be. Okay, so before last year and after last year. Before last year, the AMG, that was a very beautiful car. Well, I'm sorry, SLS AMG.
Okay.
So the one with before the AMG GT, with the gull-wing door, and it's just beautiful. It reminds me of the 300, which it obviously was supposed to evoke that.
Right.
But it's just a gorgeous car, and I think it could definitely be a modern day classic. I wouldn't be surprised if those. I mean, those are already. So if I could get one, I would.
Yeah, I agree. I always thought that was a cool kind of car, and I'm sure the gull wings aren't exactly the most practical thing in the world, but those cars sound killer though. They sound amazing. This is this deep guttural V8 noise, and just like this is angry all the time. Like, I am an angry German. Like, oh god.
Yeah. My realistic dream car would probably be after the first generation, because the first generation was special. A Cayman GTS in probably racing yellow or whatever yellow they are.
Okay. Yeah.
With the sport pack and with the black 5-spoke wheels, I've always loved that. I think that's really cool. And I would go with Boxster, but I like the looks of it top.
Oh yeah, I agree. And I mean, I'm not much of a convertible person, and I think I think the Cayman is a great choice for just entry level Porsche-ness. And if you really just don't want to be like everyone else that gets a 911, Cayman's a great option.
Well, and I've really enjoyed having a small car.
Yeah.
Because first of all, my parking is terrible. It's still terrible, but at least I still fit in the spot. So I really like having that small car that I could throw around, and I think that really does a good version of that. Although from what was Motor Trend, they spotted some new versions of the Cayman and Boxster that apparently have a 6-cylinder in it. Would be very interesting. Now, I love a GT, but those are not even available to the plebeian kind.
Right. And I mean, I think going off your dream car, but the Porsche, I think the Porsche GTS models are fantastic. The Macan GTS is great. The Carrera GTS, I love the Carrera GTS. And then isn't there a Cayenne GTS as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have GTSs of most of their models. I think that's the one right before.
Okay.
Because
yeah, I was looking on their website and stuff, and I was just looking and look at the prices and everything. It's this is kind of like the bargain trim level. You get a lot of stuff for the money, and I think the Macan GTS is a credible deal for everything you get and stuff. I think it just sounds cooler when you say, yeah, I drive a Porsche Macan GTS or a Porsche Cayman GTS or a Porsche Carrera GTS. Those 3 letters sound really good together.
Oh yeah, it just has that little bit of extra class that you need on top of it.
Exactly.
If you weren't impressed by Porsche, you are impressed by a bunch of random numbers that are designated at the end.
Yeah, you don't get I don't want the base model, but I don't want to go balls to the wall. It's ta-da, right in the middle, happy as can be, and just all the clout I could ever need. Perfect.
Well, and you still get a lot of cool stuff. I know at least with the last generation 911, the GTS came because I knew someone with a 911 GTS from I think it was the 992. They came with center lock wheels, which is very nice. Well, except for the problem that you can get it serviced in these. That's a little bit. But if you have a 911 GTS, then clearly you can get it serviced most places.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a Bugatti. If you own it, you understand how much it takes to keep up.
Right.
Which I think is not true for Cayenne owners.
Yeah.
Because I think there's different buyers for Cayennes and Macans than a lot of other Porsches. Just because not white car or whatever, you get a lot of mainstream appeal for the SUV.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So you'll find more neglected versions, I think.
Well. Any other dream cars you can think of? I couldn't think of any for me.
Yeah, I was about to say. Kia Stinger.
Really?
Yes, I would drive I Nardo gray, whatever that is, that black.
It's basically Nordo gray. I mean, there's no getting around that. It's basically that. It's just maybe a shade lighter or darker. Or
I would drive that in the GT. Well, I want the GTS because they just came out with the GTS trim for that, ironically.
That's
But
funny.
I know I just thought of that. But I want a Kia Stinger GT very bad because I think it hit it directly on with what they were trying to do. And I think that's painless. I also think the Alfa Romeo Quadrifoglio, obviously.
Ooh, yeah.
Finally, we have something that can beat an M3. Not that M3s are bad, but they've built the market for that way too long.
Oh yeah. There was a Quadrifoglio at our Cars and Coffee last time, and it was such an understated car. It was so like if you didn't know what you're looking at, you're just like, oh, this looks like a normal Alfa Romeo until you actually get up close. You see the big fat brakes, tires, the quad exhaust, and then the green brake calipers, which I think is awesome.
They had green brake calipers?
Had green brake calipers.
What color was the car?
It was white.
Wow. Okay. I haven't seen that color combo before.
It was cool. I mean, I saw one. Huh. Well, that's different, and I like it.
Yeah. Did it have the stock wheels? I love the stock wheels on those.
Yes, it did have the stock wheels.
One of the best stock wheels, in my opinion.
I will have to agree with you. I'm like very impressed with Alfa Romeo and how they're making a comeback.
I agree.
I think they needed to, and
well, they had to do it right if they were going to come back in.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like definitely needed something to compete with the M3s and the C class, C class AMGs and things like that. I mean, and God, I love the interior, even though like they're owned by Fiat.
Mm-hmm.
It still looks good, and like it's so weird. Like with FCA and stuff, like they're really stepping up their game. Like each generation of all their cars, they get better, and I definitely noticed that in like their infotainment, like in the Dodges and stuff. That infotainment and the way it's laid out, and I do kind of wish like you watch. I don't know if you watch Savage Geese, but
Savage.
have you ever watched him?
I have not. I'm gonna have to go watch him.
He's awesome. He's he has a lot of jokes in his reviews, and he's out in like Chicago. He's awesome. But a few things he touches on for like their infotainment is that everything is controlled in the screen, which is fine if you like your way around it. But for some people, a good old fashioned just button helps. Is nice to have. That's my only gripe, but I'm never usually sitting in the infotainment trying to play with things while I'm driving.
True.
I just have one thing set, and then I leave it. If I need to change it, I'll change it, but otherwise I just kind of leave it as is. But yeah, the interior on the Alphas are just gorgeous, and I love the Alfa Romeo Stelvio Quadrifoglio, and I mean, you can definitely tell there's something going on with that car. If you put that thing next to an SQ5, you probably would think the SQ5 is like a normal Q5, whereas the Quadrifoglio Stelvio looks like, oh, okay, this is no normal crossover SUV that your mom and or dad might drive.
Yes, I 100% agree with that. I do think Alfa Romeo. So yeah, and I do think that FCA in general has gotten. I think they've kind of realized that it's very hard to beat Ford at capacity, Toyota and Honda at reliability, and a couple other people. So while they're improving in those areas, I think they're trying to shift the consumer focus on their brand from, oh, look at all these not reliable cars we're making to look at all these. We're giving them what the people want.
Right.
You see the Hellcat, you see the Demon, you see all these types of cars, especially from Dodge coming out. You see the Rebel, even though that wasn't really the splash that I think they were hoping for.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool, but it's not a Raptor. But you see that, and then you see Alpha coming out with a lot of that stuff. And I mean, to a certain extent, well, I was about to say Chrysler, but they're getting marginally better, but I don't think they're doing so hot.
I think Chrysler will be gone within, I would say, a year or two. You don't see much of them, and all their cars now just are like they're 300. They don't even put the V8 in it anymore. It's just the 3.6 V6. They don't put the Hemi in it. As far as I know, they don't. And then you have the Town and Country, and that's about it. I think they only have those two cars. Huh?
Didn't they discontinue the 200 like this year?
Or
was it last year? Something like that.
Crap, I know. I haven't checked Chrysler's website in years. I do know that Dodge made an announcement that they're going to cease production on the Charger and Challengers. I read an article about that. I'm like, what are you doing? Chrysler only has 3 vehicles: the 300, the Pacifica, which is the Town and Country, the van, and then the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid.
Wow, that's really sad.
That is really sad.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you. They will be gone in no time. Oh, and then you see the Jeep truck.
Oh, the Gladiator?
Yes.
Oh, I love it. That's so cool.
I was floored when I saw that. I love it. The windshield that can come off, it folds down, and you see where they're all hardtop convertibles, and you can order a soft top if you want. Like, they're just giving people what they want. I feel like they're trying to up interest in themselves.
Well, I think what they're doing is just they're just giving the people what they want, but just doing their own thing. Like Dodge really did that with the Hellcat. Like, you know what? We're just gonna make an obscenely powerful muscle car, just because. So 707 horsepower, or the Demon 800 horsepower from the factory that does 9s from the factory, and is actually illegal on most drag strips because it doesn't have a roll cage. So
yeah,
and it all comes with a warranty, and I really commend them for doing that, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
Dodge Parker would never drive as a Charger or a Durango SRT, but I love them. I'm really, really proud of Dodge from where they came from back in. Honestly, I would say 2014.
Yeah, I was going to say recently, because I remember early 2000s. It was
junk. That's the best way to describe early Chrysler CDJR was junk.
True. Well, if only Lee Iacocca would raise his head from the grave, we would be able to.
Right.
The SBA nation rises again.
Lee Iacocca was the man.
Yeah. Oh, Lee Iacocca was a true legend in his day.
Helped create the Mustang, and if the Mustang didn't come around, who knows? The Camaro wouldn't exist, and probably a lot of cars probably wouldn't have existed. So you're welcome, world, and thank you, Lee. Chrysler is doing a blockbuster sales event on a Pacifica Hybrid. You better hurry in. So they're all gone.
Literally, it won't make anymore.
Their Memorial Day sales event. Get $6,000 in cash allowance on select models. On select models, you only have 3.
Does that mean I have to take the Chrysler too?
Yes. Gee.
Oh, it's bad. Really
Oh,
horrible.
like, desperation. And they're using like Toy Story to help sales, and then Sesame Street, they have Bert and Ernie driving a Pacifica, and
But why? At that point, just stop. Nobody's gonna buy your stuff if they think it's cringy.
yeah, I mean, to be fair, they haven't really changed any of the styling of these vehicles since like they refreshed all of them, and like the 300 it looked the same for years.
I mean, the last model update was what, 2012, 2011?
Yeah,
Whenever they switched from the junkier body style, which was actually decent with the SRT8.
yeah.
Because that was the only Chrysler product from that time period. That was,
Oh yeah, I mean that's kind of. I'm pretty sure that's what kept Chrysler on the maps. Like, oh yeah, they have the big fat luxury sedan with a fat V8 in it. That's really awesome.
yeah,
And of course, then I guess they kind of, when the Charger got way better, kind of like, it was weird. It was like they were kind of competing with themselves when the Charger came out, and it's just like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully Jeep will come out with a Hellcat powered Jeep. I'm very excited for those prospects.
Wait, like a Wrangler, or because they have the Grand Cherokee Trackhawk that has a Hellcat.
Well, if I catch these snippets, and I'm not sure whenever they come from.
Are you talking about the Trail Cat, which is I think is a SEMA built Wrangler that's a 6-speed manual and it has the Hellcat V8. I think that's what you might be talking about. I'm not sure.
I could be wrong. If I remember right, I thought someone saw a camouflaged version of maybe a Gladiator with a Hellcat, or there was some speculation of some Jeep vehicle, I forget which one, getting a Hellcat. I
don't know. The only like Hellcat powered Jeep that's made is the Trackhawk Grand Cherokee, but
okay.
I do know that there are rumors that Jeep is putting in, the 3-liter EcoDiesel V6 turbo.
Yes.
That they offer. They're thinking about putting that in the Gladiator, which I think is a smart move, and that's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Can you imagine rolling coal in a Gladiator? That would be that would be sick.
Okay, yeah. From what I'm seeing online, Jeep said that the Hellcat engine could fit, but that the company couldn't make it because of crash safety reasons. But apparently one's already been some aftermarket company. But I thought there was something else, but I could be
wrong. Yeah, the Trailcat concept.
Okay.
I hear you could special order Wranglers with the 5.7 Hemi at least, which would probably make it a lot better. And
yeah. Well, they won't have any competition with the new Blazer coming out.
That's true.
How garbage that is.
It's just an SUV version of a Camaro.
Yeah, not that it's hot garbage, but you can't match that name with that.
No,
just come up with a new one.
Yeah,
it literally looks like a Camaro that you just stuck a tire pressure, like a tire filler in and blew up.
You actually gave it a back seat. It looks exactly, yeah. I think it looks cool, but putting it next to not the 2019 Camaro, but the 2018 17 Camaro looks exactly like it.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I said we should talk about the 2019 Camaro and how much it looks like absolute poo. I think I just summed it up right there. So
that rear end, tail lights.
Okay, I don't mind the taillights. I think they're kind of cool. I think they remind me of the early '70s Camaro, and I like that. The front end, though, that just looks like poo. Like, I don't understand why they did that. I don't think it was necessary for them to update the front end. I think if they just redid the back end, probably would have been fine. But
the front end was fine. The rear end on the 14 through 16, just like the rectangles, I didn't like it, and the rear end definitely needed to be redone.
Yeah,
the front already looked plenty futuristic or muscular or whatever you want to call it. I don't think they needed to do anything like that.
Yeah.
And the rear of this car, of the current car, would look much better with the past versions of the Camaro.
I agree. I think it's funny is like you look at the ZL1. It's the same car. It looks exactly the same when it first came out. It's like, why change the normal one but not a higher one because you think it looks better? But it's like, why not just have it all look the same? Same with the Mustang. The normal Mustangs look the way they do. Kind of look like a catfish, but I still love it. But the GT350 and now the new GT500 look like my car, my generation.
Front
end. And that bugs me. It's just like I wish they were a little bit more consistent or just didn't do it at all. Just make tiny little refreshes here and there, but oh well.
Do they have people that they go to and say, "Hey, what do consumers think about this product?"
Oh, I'm sure they have
do
focus groups, but I don't think they're like car people. I'm pretty sure they're like normal people. I don't think they are. Like, I think if a car company is going to refresh a sports car, they need to have like a car people focus group to be like, nah, that ain't going to work.
Yeah, well, it's because when non-car people look up what sports car to buy, they're reading from car people. They might not necessarily do it from SUVs or minivans or whatever. They might just go out and buy what they want or look at consumer reports. But for a sports car, people who want a sports car and who are genuinely interested in getting a good one are going to do a little bit of research, and that's where you're going to find car people come in. So I think it's very important for these people to take opinions like that into account.
Yeah, then you have right, and it kind of bugs me that sometimes car companies don't even look to their enthusiasts versus just their consumers, and I think that's a big problem. But then you have Dodge, which is just they look the same. They're like, I don't need to change it. Why change a classic style?
They're taking the 911 approach. Never change.
Exactly.
People were so mad about the new 911 brake light. No offense. How can you look up 911 the new 911 third brake light? It's not that bad. I think people are making a much bigger fuss than they should. It's built into the rear vents.
Wait, what's wrong with that? I don't think anything wrong with that.
You see how it's like built into the vents on the back? Oh yeah, people threw a fit over it. It was a little bit ridiculous. Because I mean, it flows with the form of the car, and I just don't see anything wrong with that.
I don't see anything wrong with it either. I mean, it's a third brake light.
It's got to be.
It's kind of like right there, but it's not horrible. At least it's like it blends in with the fins in the rear.
Yeah,
that looks fine.
If you really don't like it that much, just tint it, and it'll do the exact same thing.
Yeah, you'll never see it, but the people behind you will. So it's like not that big of a deal. Man, Porsche people are weird.
That they are an odd breed. I will give you that.
Funny.
Yes, very particular about it. everything. One
I know,
single option on a car can make the car worth twice as much. I mean,
yeah. And like the car literally, when you get really down to it, looks the exact same from when it came out.
yeah, it's got the same body lines and body style, and I mean that's what people like about it.
Yeah,
But
I like it too.
you yeah, you also have to update certain things to just keep it relevant.
Right.
And sometimes people.
Yeah, that. I mean, yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Oh,
Yeah.
Speaking of different refreshes, Mustang stuff. Yay.
Okay.
Did you hear about? I don't know if you saw, but the 2020 Mustang EcoBoost High Performance.
No, I have not. I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, so basically, it's supposed to be right in the middle between a base EcoBoost and then a GT. But what it actually it is kind of cool because the EcoBoost that's in it is actually the actual same, almost the same EcoBoost that's in the Focus RS.
Okay.
So the two 2.3s are actually completely different. But the high performance one is actually stronger than the base 2.3 EcoBoost. So kind of interested in seeing how that's going to do.
Yeah, it looks like that the one in the high performance one is actually pulled from or it's very, very similar to the Focus RS one.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Well, it looks like they add where is it? Mustang GT brakes. It's like a time attack sort of car. GT brakes, performance, aerodynamics, suspension, which is along the same. I would say along the same lines as that Challenger GT. It's that light I mean, maybe a little bit less because the Challenger has that whole boat aspect to it.
Yeah.
But it's the same, like a light muscle car with boost out the walls.
Well, some people. I mean, I don't call my car a muscle car. I call it's a sports car. I mean, I think 14 and back muscle car because of the live axle can't exactly handle that well, and you know, like the S550 is definitely more sport oriented, especially with the IRS, and then you know, they took the old classic fastback style, made it modern, and I think this car is way more, I would say, Euro style than any other.
I agree.
And like the Camaro is almost kind of there, but it's still more of a muscle car like the Challenger. Challenger's just a boat. That's a straight up muscle car that can kind of handle. So
people don't buy Challengers to do time attack. So yeah, the Mustang is definitely trying to broaden its horizon.
Yeah,
get into I would say be more refined, and they definitely top of that.
Which I'm very appreciative of because I love my car. I'm totally biased towards my own car. Yeah, can't complain. Well, I can't think of anything else at the current moment.
Good.
Well,
I was about to say
we do a carbine review, but I think we should have like a library of those for when we go over them.
We definitely need to get those curated and have only the spiciest memes.
Yes. So we can not, copyright PewDiePie to meme review and just be car meme review.
Car memes.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'll be on the lookout for some spicy ones for next time.
Oh, I will too. I'll just type in car memes on Google and just see what happens. Because it's the hub of them all. You just keep looking, you'll find some gold there, here and there.
That's true.
But yeah, so well, It's 9:43, and this old man probably needs to go to bed soon. So
I understand that. I probably need to do this time.
yeah, I'd be at work. Who cares? It's Friday. I just want to get there.
Oh, tomorrow is Friday, isn't it?
It is Friday, and I'm not getting paid. That's next week.
Ooh, that's the worst Friday.
It is the worst Friday. It's like, oh, I can't do anything.
Oh, I'm still broke.
And I'm poor. This is great. Oh, man. All right. Well,
All right.
So, all right. So, thank you to everyone who tuned in. We got 2 comments. One got retracted, and the other one is talking about Mormonism, and I'm not sure about that.
Well, what? I'm gonna have to look at that. That's interesting.
Literally, this guy is like, when I was 12 years old, I converted to Mormonism. I thought maybe my sacred undergarments might. Oh gosh, let's not read that out loud.
Okay.
Right.
Interesting. Well, I will. I'll do a better job of sharing some next time, and I'll see if we can get a few more in.
Yeah,
And,
I mean, I shared mine, so. But
yeah, I shared it while we were on the podcast.
Yeah, I guess next time we'll try to promote it more, and hopefully Kenny and James, if you're watching, will be about it and join
Kenny,
us.
James, you better watch this. You better join us.
Exactly. Actually, currently only one person's been watching it. I'm pretty sure it's been me. So there's that. But
Well, once we upload it, we'll get one, and
yeah.
hopefully even some more people tune in next time. And hey, I've had a ton of fun. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. This has probably been the best 2 hours of my week, just talking about cars.
yeah, that's like the best time of my week.
It is like talk about cars, and you just look at the timer. Oh, look, it's time for bed. Look at that. But yeah. All right. Well, thank you to everyone who tuned in and left some questionable comments. We will see you guys next week, probably same time, Thursday, 8 p.m. Well, we're gonna try, hope for our best, and hopefully it won't be just Cam and I. We'll have our other friends chiming in, because the other one drives a V6 Camaro, and then one guy has, I would say, one too many cars for himself.
I would say a couple too. Has he sold that RX-7? He finally sold that, right? For
RX-7, I think he sold way before I was down there, but he's still considering selling the RX-8. And because remember, he wanted to trade it for that Datsun 240Z.
I might have done that, to be honest. I think it was a 280, but yeah, I would have.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I don't know if someone would trade a manual Datsun for a automatic RX-8 that, yeah, it might have 20,000 miles, but still. And I'm pretty sure that poor RX-8 hasn't been driven. And Kenny, if you're watching this, I'm sad because of that. So,
at least he starts it, though.
this is true.
But
A little silver linings. This is a little one, but still. Anyway.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you guys for everyone that tuned in. We'll see you guys next week. Deuces.
See you guys.